ceremony for our 30-inch telescope, hereafter designated the Kirkpatrick telescope. We're very glad and very proud to let the club and the public experience this new way to see the night sky. It's a momentous occasion for the Oklahoma City Astronomy Club, which is 60 years old this year, which is fantastic. So is there anybody here who's an original member of the Oklahoma City Astronomy Club? Sure, okay. But there are a lot of people around who know about our history in that. There's been a lot of major events since 1958. One of the major events is partnering with the Science Museum Oklahoma, which used to be known as the Omniplex, which had the Kirkpatrick Planetarium inside. We have also hosted a national and international star party out in Kenton, Oklahoma. And out there we get 500 people from around the world to come to Kenton, Oklahoma. Some of the people that attend come from Australia, and another person who attends comes from the Vatican. So we have the Pope's astronomer who comes out to Oklahoma, which is a pretty cool thing. And then the other major thing I think was relevant for tonight is an observing site out here in Blaine County. So we're obviously in Oklahoma City. We have a lot of people in the metro area. We host star parties. With the increasing light pollution, we looked for a way to go out and observe the stars in a dark area. So we came out to Blaine County, and we started out at American Horse Lake, which is south of here a few miles. And then in 2005, we took out an ad in the paper looking for some land to start our own observatory. And it was at that point when the McCrary family stepped up and generously donated this property. And so this property is actually owned by the matriarch of the McCrary family, Cheddar, affectionately known. Her real name is Carol. The story is that her grandchildren could not say the word Carol, and so they started calling her Cheddar. Is that something like that? Okay. And so everything you see around here, including this building, the concrete pads, was constructed with volunteer labor of the Astronomy Club, which currently is about 200 members. We have about 60 members that are considered members of the observatory itself. So they come out for unfettered 24/7 access. And then let's see, what else happened? If you look to the east, we have private observatories from some really talented and really energetic private astronomers, and so they have their own private observatories in there. That was constructed in the fall of 2009 and 2010. And so then basically in the last 8 years, we've grown up to this facility as you've seen. And so in spring of 2012, we acquired a high-grade professional telescope, which is in a room behind us. That was provided with a generous gift from the Kirkpatrick Foundation. And so we encourage everybody to come look at that, and also our large 30-inch telescope. And so now, with our 30-inch telescope on site, it's the largest telescope in the state of Oklahoma, which I think is fantastic. One thing of interest to the McCrarys, it's bigger than the telescope up in Stillwater, but the one in Stillwater can do more things and has more toys. So bigger is not always better. So let's talk a little bit about this telescope. The Kirkpatrick telescope began as a project with our vice president about 2 years ago. And we secured grants from the Kirkpatrick and Kerr foundations and club members. We've raised the rest of the money through book sales and bake sales, a generous donation from Jackson Mechanical Services in Oklahoma City. And it also would not be possible to have the telescope functional unless it was in a dome. And so that's what this big white clamshell thing is. It's a dome donated by one of our club members, Steve Arthurton. So we would like to thank him for that. And so this dream was brought to reality by these club members. And so I would like to take a moment just to applaud and say thank you to everybody that's here tonight. So a little bit about the Kirkpatrick name and its connection with astronomy. So the late John Kirkpatrick was a philanthropic power in Oklahoma City. He funded the Kirkpatrick Planetarium within the Omniplex. and donated money for its construction. And we're going to continue that connection with astronomy and continue that connection outside of the metro area and come out here to Blaine County with the Kirkpatrick telescope. So we have a plaque that we would like to give. This plaque is very nice. We'll leave it up here on the table. It says a Kirkpatrick telescope named in honor of the late John Kirkpatrick. So I'd like to invite Louisa McCune to come up, if you want to come around. She's executive director of the Kirkpatrick Foundation and provided generous gift for this. We've dedicated this year, and it has all the names of everybody that donated that. And so please give your thanks to Louisa and everybody else here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'd like to also recognize donations from the Kerr Foundation, Jackson Mechanical Services, and also I'd like to have the McCrary family come up. So Justin McCrary is the son of Cheddar. So Cheddar and Justin and the rest of your family can come up. And they own the property here, and so they're fantastic landlords, I guess. Well, we own the property, but you're kind of our landlord in that if something breaks, we call Justin. And then I would also like to bring up Keith Wilkerson, who it turns out his family was homesteaded this land before the McCrarys, and he was actually born on this site a little bit to the west, and there goes my list, but that's okay. I got everything memorized. So what I have here are tokens of appreciation, and these are little paperweights with our club logo on it. And so I'd like to give one of these to Cheddar.
Thank you.
I'd like to give one to Louisa. Louisa, come on up. You get another token of appreciation. And then we have one for Justin, and then one for Keith. And then Keith has also donated an oral history of this property and how it was homesteaded, and we will keep that with the Cheddar Ranch archives, and so that name and that history lives on in perpetuity. So again, I really can't express my gratitude to them, to you, and to everybody here, and I think the best thing we can do now is say thanks and go open the dome.
Yeah.
That's all I do. It's going to be like a wedding. Everybody has to take pictures at different times. So this is the magic controller.
Okay.
I'm going to give this to you, and you're going to press the open button.
Okay, I'm gonna hold this.
You open it up. Hold on.
Keep holding
Yay!